All right, you guys ready? We're going to start the show. Let's get ready to go. All right, everybody, you ready to light this candle? Let's do it. All right.
Station, clear the air lanes, clear all air lanes for the big broadcast. It's good to know people come.
All right, welcome to this week's edition of the Wednesday Drive with Outdoors Dan, brought to you by the fine folks at Partly today, in part by the good folks at the Milo Locker down in Milo, Iowa. Thanks to Daryl and all the gang down there for doing a great job as always. We're going to have a fun show for you today. We're going to be talking a little fishing. I got Brad Chappell on the line, and Brad is the host of a wonderful show that you can hear every Tuesday right here on the Outdoor Call Radio Network. It's called the Crappie Connection. Brad, how you doing, pal?
Man, I'm doing great. Loving life.
Yeah, how's the fishing down there? You guys, I've been seeing some slabbers head down your way, being on posted on Facebook and stuff. The bite's got to be great.
You know, it's been just a fantastic year so far. We're catching, slabs today. I hooked one that was probably a 3-pound frame fish. I don't think it got off right at the top of the water, so I couldn't get my hands on it, but it was an absolutely giant.
How'd you
We're still catching good fish.
how'd you hook him? What was you doing?
I was live scoping suspended fish. Actually, I'm up at Grenada Lake this week playing around, doing some videos and stuff. And actually just playing around on the water, live scoping fish, and just absolutely donkey came by and hooked it, got it to the top of the water, and it got off this one of the days, so it's still out there swimming now.
Yeah, there you go. That's fun, man. I tell you, live scope. Hey, Tommy, what's going on, buddy? In Ohio, good to see you. That live scope, I had it on my boat when I had to sell my boat about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I had a cancer scare, so they told me to limit some time out in the sun. So I said, well, I can't give up my bow hunting, so I'm going to have to sell my lawn. But that is so addictive, Brad. When you're sitting there on the front of the boat, and you got them fish down there swimming, and you could see your jig going up and down. It's like a big video game.
You know, it reminds me of stalking a deer or anything out in the wild. It moved it from fishing to hunting now for me.
Yeah.
And it's just fun all day long because you pretty much know you're in the right spot if you see it on your screen.
You know what I don't like about it? When they don't, when you can sit there and watch your jig go up and down in front of their face, and they give you the fin. That's what I don't like about it, Brad.
I see that every day too.
I mean, that's just disrespectful. I'm sorry.
It breaks your heart.
Yeah. Hey, love having you guys on the show. Hunter does a great job with the production and everything. How'd you get into doing this for a living?
Well, I don't know. As far as fishing goes, probably 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, started fishing some crappie tournaments and doing really well in those. And before long, I was in some magazine articles, and they would always ask, hey, do you want to put your number on there in case somebody wants to go fishing? So that's kind of where the guiding part came in, and the Crappie Connection was probably born, I guess, not, I'll say 4.5 years ago. We're getting in that neighborhood anyway, and my son, myself, and another buddy of ours were actually talking about podcasts, how we like listening to them, and we was like, man, I wish it was something that we could relate to. Excuse me, about crappie fishing. And Hunter, my son, he was like, well, I can produce it. I can, get it all out on the air and have it all done on the technical side. And I said, well, I know just about everybody in the crappie fishing world. And so it was kind of born that day. And we took off with it. And, we have a loyal base of guys that listen and watch everything that we do. And we try to help grow the sport of crappie fishing and keep teaching people how to catch more and more crappie and all the aspects of crappie fishing, from different manufacturers, how they come up with bait designs and colors, to rods, to electronics, you name it. We're all anything to do with crappie fishing. We are the connection when it comes to it.
Yeah, you guys do a great job. I love listening to the show when you guys are on Tuesdays. I load everything up a few days before, and yeah, I actually get some great tips off of you, and you guys are pretty funny sometimes
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I mean that's probably just the natural side of me, I guess. But and also, I guess the great thing about the outdoor industry as a whole is you get to meet so many people from all across this great country of ours, and you become really good friends with them to the point that I feel like I could go just about anywhere, and I would know somebody that would pretty much give you a shirt off your back, and just because they have the same common interest and goals that you do
Yeah,
with outdoors.
yeah, absolutely. Chris Hall, good to see you. Gary Peck up in Minnesota. How you doing there? Gary's my bear and my walleye guide up in Minnesota. Good to see you, Gary. And Jason, thank you. Well, thanks for listening today. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love crappie fishing. Walleye is probably still my favorite. It was kind of funny because I grew up in Missouri. I grew up on bass and crappie and catfish. Those were how I learned to fish bluegills, and that's what I went after every day. If I wasn't in school, I was throwing a beetle spin or whopper plopper or something. Not a whopper plopper, but a wiggle wart, and going after fish. But when I moved up to Iowa and I started going up to Minnesota, Brad, I tell you, the walleye just kind of took it over for me. And it's as much as I love to eat them, they drive me absolutely up a wall because they're so finicky. And crappie, you get into some crappie that are suspended or on the banks and stuff. I mean, crappie, you can dip them, you can go bobber fish them, you can jig them. Crappie usually cooperate a little bit, and they're just a great fish.
They are. They're very challenging as well. On that same token, it seems like some days you can get out there and do no wrong, and then there's some other days you get out there and you can do no right by them.
Yeah, that's like everything, though, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the lake that I guide on is Ross Barnett mainly, which is in central Mississippi. But we get a lot of fishing pressure, and I tell clients every day, especially now with live sonar, is these fish make you do everything right for them to commit and actually bite nowadays.
Yeah.
If you mess one little component of your presentation up, they're out of there. They're not going to give you too many chances to screw up anymore. They're getting smart.
Yeah, one of the things about living where you guys do in the SIP, you guys are a little ahead of us here in Iowa or the Midwest. I mean, your bite's a little earlier than ours, so we're always kind of jealous about that. But Lake Grenada and stuff, man, you can get in some huge fish.
Yeah, like I said today, I'm fishing Grenada Lake the rest of this week. I fished it today, and man, we caught some giants today on Grenada. Hopefully catch some more the next 2 days while I'm up here as well. But the whole state down here, we've had great crappie fishing throughout it, and it's just a fantastic sport to introduce people to and get the opportunity to take people out there and show them our what our creation has done for us.
Yeah, well, amen to that. My biggest crappie I've ever caught, Brad, I'm 59, and I've been fishing since I was 4 or 5 years old. My biggest crappie I ever caught was just under 3 pounds, and I caught it at Reelfoot, Tennessee, Reelfoot Lake. And I thought I had a 10-pound bass on there, man. It was just, I mean, that thing pulled like a tank. But man, you guys are catching those big and bigger down in that Lake Grenada. That's like a trophy crappie area.
It definitely is, and the biggest I ever had in my boat was a 377, and it was 7 years ago on a guide trip, and that was at Lake Washington. I don't know how many 3-pounders I caught through the years, but you always remember the biggest crappie for sure. And you remember those big ones that get off, like I had one today that got off that, I'll probably have a nightmare over tonight.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Crappie, man, you can catch them on a crankbait. You think you got a big old bass on there, and you pull it up, and it's a big old crappie, and it's like, I can't believe that thing got that in its mouth. Isn't that it?
Oh, yeah.
They're ferocious, aren't they?
They definitely are. I mean, they're especially these core lakes like Grenada and stuff. They're pretty much a top dog. They're not scared of any other fish in the lake because they are so big. We probably another 2 or 3 weeks, Bandit 300 is a great bait that will actually get out there and troll. just like you would walleye fishing to say, we use line counter reels and measure out the line and perfect the speed that they want the presentation and the size lives on our. We do a lot of different trolling aspects for them as well.
Yeah.
But they bite anywhere from a tiny jig, I'm talking as small as 1/64 that I'll use, and up to the banded 300. So they bite a wide range of baits.
Yeah, they do good. Aaron, good to see you. Hank, good. Thank you for watching today. Appreciate you. Well, speaking of bandits, man, that's really become the rage the last 2 or 3 years here in the Midwest. I mean, you got people back trolling and putting them on umbrella. I think they call them umbrella rigs, if I remember right. But I mean, like Lake of the Ozarks and Truman Lake in Missouri, man, they're catching the heck out of crappie on those bandits, Brad.
Oh yeah, yeah, they most definitely will catch crappie all over the place. And that's, the thing about them, they work all over you. Suspended fish, suspended crappie, they will hit a banded 300, especially in the summertime for me.
Yeah. What as far as your tackle setup, what size rod and line do you like using?
Well, if we're talking about crankbaits, I use pole-wise B&M Pro Staff trollers, and I'll start out with an 8-foot pole, move up to a 12-foot, and then typically a 14, and then an 18-foot, and just kind of stair-step them out of the back of the boat until the 18's on the side. That way I can have, really good line separation. And then I really like using braided lines, which I use a very small diameter line, a 15-4 Power Pro is probably my standard line, and then line counter reels. And like I said, we'll measure out and say, all right, these fish are at, I'm going to say 9 foot deep. Well, just some different charts out there as well, but I know from experience to get my bandits down to about 9 foot deep with 15-4 Power Pro, I'm going to pull them about 33 foot out the back of the boat. And, we just want to pull those baits right over the top of them. And bandit makes a wide range of colors from, light natural tones to these bright oranges that they'll really eat up down in this dingy water that we have in the south.
Yeah.
So it's just a fun way to go fishing, especially in the summertime.
Yeah. Aaron, I'll try and get fishing reports on Saturday for the southern Iowa lakes, buddy. I don't. They're not available right now, but I'll say it on Saturday's show for you. All right. Thank you. So it's 5:12 and some change here on the Wednesday Drive. This is Outdoors Dan. My guest is Brad Chappell from the Crappie Connection. Man, Hunter, you got a music artist there in the family. Boy, he does some good songs.
Yeah, he does. He's a very good vocalist, but also an excellent, songwriter as well. So he kind of has that talent. I really have no idea where he gets the musical side of himself because it's definitely not me. I'm very out of tune with everything I do, but he's definitely got a talent that we utilize. And even our intro song called "The Oxbow" is a song that he wrote and produced and sings it. And it's our intro song to the Crappie Connection.
Yeah, it's really good. Hey, Brad, I got to take a real quick break. Do you mind holding through real quick?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, we'll be right back with Mr. Brad from the Crappie Connection. You hang on, and as soon as I can find where'd my little icon go? There it is. We'll be right back after these fine words from these sponsors. We'll be right back. Hang on, don't go nowhere. No flippy floppy.
If bow hunting or archery is your passion, get to Archery Field and Sports in Altoona and see what's new in your sport. Archery Field and Sports has been helping archers and bow hunters for generations. They have the experience to help you with your purchase and help you reach your goals. Archery Field and Sports carries archery gear from Matthews, Hoyt, Bowtech, and Bear, plus all the top extras and accessories you'll ever need. Mark and his staff are trained on all the latest tuning and setup techniques and are experts at personally fitting you to the bow you want. They also have a 40-yard indoor range that will help you with getting sighted in. Archery Field and Sports has leagues and personal training sessions available for you to train for the upcoming seasons that'll help you fill your tags. Archery Field and Sports at East 56th Street in Altoona. Open Tuesday through Sunday with leagues during the week. For more information, go to archeryfield.com or call 515-265-6500.
Going fishing is something we look forward to all week. We all want to be better at it and use the best gear available. Gear that will help us feel the bite better and give superb casting performance. Well, when it comes to sensitivity and longer casts, Trika has people talking. Trika rods are scientifically proven to be more sensitive with their unique weave design, as much as 2 times as sensitive as other costly rod brands. Trika casting performance will give you up to 26% longer cast to keep your bait in the strike zone longer. Trika knows you work hard for your money, and they want to give you a rod that will cast longer and let you feel the bite better without putting the bite on your wallet. Trika rods are significantly less than other high-end rods available. They offer a 1-year, no-questions-asked guarantee. Trika rods can be returned for any reason up to 1 year after purchasing. They also come with a limited lifetime warranty. If you want to see what has anglers talking, go check out Trika rods at Trika.com. That's TRIKA.com.
Trails are not always easy. That's why your boots need to fit and perform when you're outdoors. Itasca Footwear has been helping folks on their adventures for over 40
Don't
years.
go nowhere. I got a big announcement to make before we get off at 5:30.
Quality materials and hardware is the way to make footwear for the whole family in all situations. Whether you're out elk hunting, chasing moose or whitetails, riding snowmobile trails, or ice fishing in sub-zero weather, Itasca Footwear will provide you not only a great fit, but comfort
One more
for
and
all
we're back.
adventures. Itasca has sizes and styles for the whole family. You want to give them the same comfort and fit that you look for in footwear so everyone can enjoy their day. Look for Itasca Footwear, trusted by millions of customers at most major and family-owned retails. For more information or footwear styles, please go to www.itascabrands.com. Itasca Footwear. They
What's
will
up,
keep
Corey?
you on the move.
In these times when a lot of us are working from home, it's even more important to make sure your home is the right temperature and comfortable. Now is a great time to call the experts at Wyckoff Heating and Cooling at 287-6000 to schedule a check on your current heating and cooling systems. Is your house too dry and giving your family issues? A Honeywell dehumidifier system installed with your AC heating system can solve that issue right away. Wyckoff Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated business that has been serving Iowa residents and businesses for over 70 years. They offer 24-hour service and programs like the Peace of Mind Plan for less than $15 a month. So if you want more time on the water or in the woods this year, please call the folks at Wyckoff Heating and Cooling for any of your home or business heating and cooling needs. One call to Wyckoff Heating and Cooling will bring you peace of mind under your roof every day.
It's good to know people come and go. It's good to
All right, welcome back to the Wednesday Drive with Outdoors Dan. My guest is Mr. Brad Chappell from the Crappie Connection. Brad, thanks for holding through there. Hey, real quickly, this time of year, what do you do when you go to a new lake? I'm done turkey hunting after this week, so I'm going to start trying to get some crappies in the freezer. I usually go out with a slip bobber and like a midnight minnow or. I use there's a company I call Bojangle Baits, and then there's another company called Pure Crappie. I usually use their crappie jigs, but I like a silver paddle tail or a silver twisty tail, something that's got that like a little flake or a little color in there. What do you like to do this time of year for crappies if you haven't been out fishing yet?
First thing I'm gonna do is kind of look at the light conditions. On dark days, I like using dark colors that doesn't have a lot of glitter in it. But if it's, on a Sunday days, I'm gonna use a lot of natural tones and bright colors that have a lot of glitter. So that's kind of gonna be my starting point. And depending on what stage they're spawning at and what part of the country, I'm gonna look at water temperature and say, all right, the water's 62 degrees. And it's been consistent that way for a couple of days, so that's going to tell me I need to look shallow. And just kind of work myself in or work shallow, work myself back out. But it seems to me that crappie really like any kind of ditches or creeks that are going back into shallow flats and such for them to spawn, and that's really kind of like their highways. We travel up and down highways to get to different routes in our life, and crappie are the same way. They follow these different creeks and these break lines or ledges, and excuse me.
No, you're fine.
And follow those up and down. So I'm gonna really key in on any kind of creeks and any kind of drop off to kind of find them.
Yeah, I got a few brush piles marked. I usually do pretty good this time of year in there, but I'm hoping they're still. They're in that spawning period, so I can get a couple. I always try to throw the females back and try to keep the males if I can. So
that's fine.
Yeah. Well,
what you need, and have fun catching and releasing baits. It's just as fun too.
Yeah. Well, I like to fry them too.
Well, yeah, me too.
Man, I tell you what, when I'm out of crappie or walleye, it's miserable because you can't just go to the store and get something that good. I'm sorry. It just
no, definitely not.
Yeah, some hush puppies and some fresh coleslaw. I mean, that's good eating right there. So, hey, what do you? Now I know you guys work. Is it Bobby Garland Baits? Is who you use?
Mainly on the soft plastics. I mean, the Crappie Connection. We've got a bunch of different sponsors that we use. Me on my guide business, and back when I fished a lot of tournaments, it was Bobby Garland Baits, and I told him one time, I think if I got cut, I might actually leave the plastic because I'm leaving them so much. So it's definitely my go-to bait designs would be from Bobby Garland.
Okay.
And I'll tell you a hot bait right now.
Yeah.
That they came out with last year, and I've been catching the fire out of them, and it's a bait called Mayfly.
Mayfly.
Just like Mayfly.
Huh.
And I was fishing last week, and it was a calm day, and there was mayflies all over the surface of the water. And so I dug one of those mayflies out of my bag and put it on, and they would just about take the pole out of your hand when they would see one of them.
That's awesome.
So well, if you hadn't checked out the mayfly, you definitely want to look it up from Bobby Garland.
Okay. All right. Hey, Brad, if someone listening tonight wants to follow you guys on your Facebook stuff, what's the best way for them to do that?
The Crappie Connection, that's our number one avenue to see what we're doing and see what we're about. We're on our podcast for a little bit everywhere, but YouTube and Facebook, we do a lot of live streams. And today I actually did a live stream on TikTok on the Crappie Connection, and where we was on Grenada Lake snatching up these big old giant Grenada Lake crappie fish.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming in on a Friday or a Wednesday afternoon for me, and thank you so much for being part of the network. We really appreciate you having you. Well, no, it's our honor, man. We love having you and Jason Mitchell and the guys from Bass Edge on there. Tuesdays are always a lot of fun to listen, so thank you for being part of that. Hey, I'll get a hold of you before we get out of the summer and talk a little bit about fall fishing. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Please let me know if you guys need anything. Otherwise, I'll be in touch.
All right. Sounds good. Y'all have a great day. Appreciate everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Brad. Tell Hunter and everybody hi for me, please.
I sure will.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, man. Thank y'all.
There he goes, Brad Chappell, the Crappie Connection. Fine feller right there. Really, really, really nice guy. I love having him on the network, that's for sure. All right, turkey season is going to conclude on this Sunday, so we got till May 14th. And so if you haven't got your last tag filled, go get them. They're tough. I had 4 of them around me yesterday, and I could not get them in. They're just, I don't know what's going on, but I threw my calls down at least 3 or 4 times. Hey, there's a couple things I want to tell you about. We got about 7 minutes left, so let me do some homework here. Tonight on the Unknown File Show at 7 o'clock, we're going to be talking with Steve Skinner and the Haunted Missouri Castle. So that's going to be on at 7 o'clock p.m. tonight on the Unknown File Show. We'll be right here back on Facebook Live and on the Outdoor Call Radio app. Hey, Josh Martin, hammer them slabs today. I just talked about pure crappie, Josh. I did. I just said it. So go check them out. Let's see. Custom Bow Equipment is doing a $1,000 giveaway every month. If you go to CustomBowEquipment.com, there's a little enter button up there on the right-hand corner. Just smash that real quick and fill it out, And then the only thing I'm going to ask you, you don't have to purchase anything, but you got a chance of winning sights, quivers, rests, stabilizers. I mean, it's a really nice package. Just on there, it'll say, how did you hear about it? Put Respect the Game TV for me. Will you do that, please? And do that. And Josh Martin and the guys from Pure Whitetail, if you go to purewhitetail.com, they actually have a lot of custom bow equipment stuff in their camo design, which they do a great job. It's a really nice camo pattern. So that's the custom bow equipment. CBE just introduced 3 new sights: the Trek 2V, the Trek Pro V2, and the Trek Pro 3V Micro. So this is a vertical instead of horizontal pins. You're going to have a vertical pin sight picture in your sight. So it's to make it a little more clear. You don't have all the noise in your sight picture when you draw back on your bow in your sight. So go to Custom Bow Equipment and check that out. It's the 2V's got a double fiber optic dot, 2 dots built in with a single pin to create a really nice clean sight picture. The Pro V2 has two floating pins, so you can actually move that up and down as a floater. The Trek Pro 3 Micro is a 3 vertical pin, 1 fixed middle, and the first and the third pin is a micro adjustable pin set. Really, really nice there. And you can see that on Custom Bow Equipment on their website. So, Camprite, I talked to Aaron and the guys out at Camprite today. They're having a big sale going on right now. They've got sleeping bags that are normally $119. They've got them on sale now through May 31st for $59.99. $59, and I've actually got one of these bags. They're super nice. They got a mummy bag design in them, and it's good for 20 degrees and above. I mean, they're super nice bags. So go check those out at camprite.com. They also got the tent cots that they got them on sale for $179 and free shipping. So I told Aaron, I said, well, you know what? We're getting into camping season. Why don't we just do a contest? So I'm going to be giving away a Camprite tent cot and a sleeping bag. Here, I'm going to start another contest. I know we're doing the fishing contest right now. We're going to do this in addition, okay? So I got to figure it out. We'll talk about it on Saturday. I was thinking maybe we'd do something like Socket the Pop, where if you get like Norlander socks, maybe do something with them again. Socket the Pop. You get Pop a pair of socks. I'll put you in a drawing. I'll just do like a 2-week deal, and whoever buys the socks and sends me a receipt, a picture of a receipt, I'll put them in the drawing. I'm not going to do like three or four like we did last time, but that's an easy way to do it. You just and your chances of winning will be pretty good, I would think. But that's what is that? That's almost a $300 package right there. So we'll talk about it on Saturday when I got a little more time. But if you're into camping and you need some camping gear, go to camprite.com. They've got 30 items on sale right now, some up to 50% off. Okay, so check that out. And if you're going camping or if you're going outfitting in a place where it gets really cold, they've got a 0-degree sleeping bag right now. It's normally $324. You can get it for $159. So that's a great deal right there. That's a Camprite. Fishing contest is going on. If you just listen to the app Monday through Friday, I've got the phrase it pays. It plays 6 or 7 times a day. Go check that out, and you can just email me that. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything but your time to listen to the shows, and we'll draw the winner of that. And the winner of that's going to get a $1,500 package to northern Minnesota, Lake Winnie. You're going to get a $350 Trica fishing rod, a couple $100 gift certificates to Bojangle Baits, a Grizzly cooler, and a pair of Itasca hunting boots. So that's a pretty good deal right there just for listening to the show. I'll be back on at 7 o'clock for the Unknown File show. We're going to go ghost hunting tonight. And I think that's it. I think I got everything in. Soldier Boy, thanks to everybody at Soldier Boy Jerky. If you're looking for a great jerky, go to soldierboyjerky.com. You can do subscriptions. You can choose how many bags you want, what size of bags, the flavors, how often you want it delivered. You can really customize that at Soldier Boy Jerky. So there you go. All right. I'm out of here. June 1st is National Pea Day. Pure Whitetail, National Pea Day. I'm going to be talking more about that as we get closer. What is that? What am I talking about? That's when Pure Whitetail is going to unleash the pea for making mock scrapes and stuff. You know, last year I started scraping in mid-June, And I got both of my bucks early. I got my buck early in Kansas last year, and I got my buck early in Iowa. Don't jinx myself. But I had some really nice bucks checking out scrapes almost every other day on my trail cameras from middle of June all the way into hunting season. I went in there every several weeks, and I go in there and I'd freshen the scrapes up. And I'm just telling you right now, what a great way to get mature deer to take an inventory with your trail cameras and get them used to coming in and checking those scrape lines. And that way, when hunting season starts, you got some nice, you got some shooters that are going to be in your neighborhood. Put it like that. So we'll talk about more of that as we get into June 1st for National Pea Day. All right, gang, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you. If you need anything, it's outdoorsdan@mac.com. That's my email. You can always hit me up here on Facebook. I will be back at 7 o'clock for the Unknown Files show. And then again on Saturday, 7 to 9 a.m. on the Outdoor Call radio show with Outdoors Dan. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. And I couldn't do this without you. Thank you. I'll see you soon.